Um, all right. Um, Thanks for coming, you guys. Let me share my screen again. And um, well, now I can't find my. Okay, here it is. All right. So you should see a PDF of a Travis picking course here, which is what we're going to be working on today. And we're basically going to be going through the chord progression for Let It Be, which is it's a great song. It's not only a great song, but it's a progression that gets used in tons of different songs. Cynthia, you have your hand up. Did you have a question? Okay. Um, let's see. So I don't know if all of you have heard of Travis picking or not, but it's a style of finger picking, and it's characterized by a steady bass rhythm played with the thumb on the lower strings. Uh, on the ukulele, that's usually just our G and our C strings. On the guitar, it'll be, uh, you'll have a lot more bass strings to use, but on the ukulele, we just have these two, and sometimes just the low G, which is what we're going to be doing today. Um, so steady bass rhythm on the with the thumb on the lower strings, while we do something different with our index and middle fingers, usually something syncopated. Travis picking is named after Merle Travis. He came around in the 40s, and it's just an important part of all kinds of roots music. And I think it sounds great on the ukulele, so let's get to work on it. Now, the first thing I want to show you is this rhythm grid, okay? One thing we want to do is we want to have, when we're playing a Travis picking, we want to just be counting in our head. We want to be internally thinking not just 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to be thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it doesn't have to be the numbers, but that beat, that tick, 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 tick should be going on in your head all the time. All right. And that's going to help you create syncopated patterns. All right. Now, the way we diagram this is 1, and that's a downbeat. The plus is an upbeat. And then 2 is the next downbeat. This is the and of 2. This is 3, the and of 3, 4, and the and of 4. So this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
Perry,
1.
you're not sliding your screen up, so we're not seeing what you're seeing.
What do you mean by sliding my screen up?
All we can see is the hand-drawn ukulele. We can't see the.
I'm definitely on page 3 right now.
Okay, but what you're sharing is showing us the ukulele, only the ukulele.
I see. Okay, so that's okay. Let me see if I can probably figure out how to do that. So I have to share the slideshow, which as soon as I leave the slideshow to go back to sharing, the slideshow disappears.
All
So
right.
we'll just have to look at it like this, I guess.
And everybody, I just put the class materials are pasted in the chat if you want to grab it.
Okay. All right. Thank you and then if everybody could just take a second and make sure that they're muted, that would be great. Okay. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this line right here. This is what I was talking about, the rhythm, the 8 beats or the 8 subdivisions that we want to think of in a 4-beat measure. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so everybody, oh my God. Okay. Everybody sees that proper screen right now? You're seeing the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4?
No,
I No, no.
we're just seeing you, Perry.
I just see you.
Okay, let's see.
No, but I have the print.
Okay. Do you see it now?
No.
No.
Oh, now I do.
Yes, that's good.
Yes.
All right. So this is the thing I wanted to look at right here. This is going to be, we're going to put this is the diagram of a 4-beat measure. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. So that's how we're going to count it. Now let's just add this fingering here. Thumb. We're going to go. Let's put our thumb, put that on the G string. Thumb. And let's take our middle finger. We're going to put that on the E string, which is our second string. Let's pluck thumb and middle. Now let's play thumb, index. All right. Thumb, middle. Thumb, index. All right. And we're going to play that. Now let's assign that to the grid. All right. So let's go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. And there's nothing going on with our left hand at all. Thumb, middle, thumb, index. Okay. How are you guys fairly comfortable with that? Just raise your hand. Hold up 5 fingers or 1 finger or any number in between indicating your level of competency. 5, it's no problem at all. 1, it's real hard. Okay. Ready to move on. It's going to get a little harder now. That's just a warm-up, okay? And that's how we can understand the diagram that we want to work on next. Okay, so now you should be able to see. We're going to start. We've got thumb and middle both. And this is called pattern. This is the T2 pattern. So thumb and second finger. We're going to start with just like that. We'll pluck our thumb and middle. Like that. And then the next move is thumb index. All right. The thumb and the middle come on 1 and then on the 2 we pluck the thumb, and on the and of 2 we're going to pluck the index. So that's this section right here. The first 4 eighth notes are the first 4 subdivisions of this 4-beat measure. So that's, if I play it all together, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Play with me. 4 and both and thumb index. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb middle and thumb index. Everybody got that? Everybody's good? Okay, so now let's try both and thumb index, thumb middle, thumb. Okay. So we did the first part. It was the second part is just thumb, middle, thumb.
Harry?
Right. Yes.
Could you just do a close-up of you playing it? Because you're
Yes.
because I can only see you in the lip there. There we go. Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you.
it might be hard to see because there's nothing. I mean, so I'm sucking both thumb index, thumb middle, thumb.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Both thumb index, thumb middle, thumb. And we've got a diagram for it to it as well, which I think together with with the picture it should be doable. Let's just do that one time through and then rest. Okay, here we go. Deep breath. Okay, you got this. Let's get ready. Get our fingers down. 1, 2, here we go. Thumb. I'm sorry, I got confused because I said thumb. I was supposed to say both. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both and thumb index, thumb middle, thumb. Okay, try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both and thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, and both and thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb. I'm going to say the beats this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's the T2 pattern. How are you guys doing with that? Let me just see a show of hands. Everybody's a 5, it looks like, most people, and a thumbs up. Okay, great. That's the T2. Now we're going to learn the T1 pattern. Now the T1 pattern is it starts with it's exactly the same thing, but it's reversed. It starts with the thumb and the index. Okay, so when I say both, I'm on the T1 pattern, I mean the thumb and index. So let's start with that. Just pluck that on the G and C strings. All right. And let's see if we can, so we'll go T1, thumb, or both, and then it's thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb. Okay? Very similar, but these two fingers are reversed. 1, 2, 3, 4, both, and thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, and both, and T2, T1, T, and both, and T2, T1, T, and keep practicing that. I've got some chats that I'm going to check here. Let me see. Okay, nothing immediately. Okay. Okay, so thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb. Now let's take a look at this tablature. Has everybody seen tablature before? Okay, so what you're looking at is you're looking at the 4 strings of the ukulele. The one lowest on the page is the one lowest in pitch on your ukulele. It's the low G. The next one up on the tablature staff is the C, and then E and A, all right? What you're seeing here is the fret numbers. So open, open, right? And this is the last thing I want to show you is that this is actually a quarter note, and this is eighth notes, where it's tied across the bar as eighth notes. So this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So this is a tablature representation of what we were just playing. Take a moment and look at that and raise your hand or let me know, punch in if you have any questions about that. Tablature is what we're going to be using moving on from here.
I think that's easier to
Okay.
see for me, but maybe not. Everybody's different.
Yeah, I think I'm more comfortable with tablature as well. I think that's a good point. So let's do this though. Let's go to the tablature here and let's play the 2 patterns together. Okay, we've got the T2 where we start with the thumb and middle, and then we alternate with the pattern where we start with the thumb and index. All right. So let's play these 2 and we'll just reverse back and forth. Okay? Easy. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G2, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, and T1 and thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, and line 1, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, line 2, thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, and line 1. And if you forget to alternate, it's okay. It'll sound great anyway. Just keep going. Just the main thing is to keep the beat going. And line 2. Line 1. Line 2. Line 1. And line 2. All right, let's take a break. Is everybody good with those two patterns? Everybody's comfortable? All right, we're going to add our left hand now, okay? So I just want to make sure. We can do this a little more if you guys want, but I would like to make sure that everybody's just nice and comfortable before we start adding complexity with our left hand. So definitely don't be shy if you want to work on this a few more times.
Just a quick question, if I may. It looks like
Yeah.
you're coming up to the thumb, to the G string after hitting the C instead of downstrumming on it.
I don't understand the question exactly. Can you say that another way?
Sure. After you hit the C with your thumb, it looks like you've come up on the G instead of going downstroke on the G.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm never hitting the C string with my thumb.
But are you coming up under the G string with your thumb?
I am plucking all downstrokes with my thumb.
Okay, I must not be seeing it. Thank you.
It's probably sometimes there's some latency between what you hear and then what my thumb is doing. So it might be linking up with my thumb. Because I am going back up because I'm going like this, right? I'm plucking all downstrokes, but it's probably not easy to see whether or not that note is being. I mean, I could see like this. I'm definitely not doing this plucking up. It's all down. And I'm glad you asked that, because if you saw that, then probably other people saw that too. I'm plucking all downstrokes with my thumb. Every index is up and every middle is up.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad you asked that. I should have said that up front. Is it everybody playing down with their thumb? All right. Okay, cool. All right, let's add some left-hand fingers. All right. Now the pattern's the same, but what I've done, or the way that the Beatles wrote the song out, Let It Be, is they divided each pattern so that two of them fit into a measure. All right. We're going to still count at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but these are represented a little bit differently on the staff. Okay. We're going to treat each half measure like a measure. Okay, so this will be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Because the other way we'd have to count it is 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4, and we don't want to have to get into that type of subdivision. We're just concerned with thinking of these as eighth notes. Okay. So, first chord, we already know it. It's the C. It's all open. The second chord is going to be a G. Now, we know G like this, right? What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to play the G with just your middle and ring fingers, okay? Because we're not going to use the A string today. And this allows us our middle finger is going to be on the second fret all day. Okay, it's going to be here for the G, and it's going to be here. Play this with me. Open, middle, and ring on G, C, and E. All right, to go to A minor, the middle finger just hops over. The middle finger's kind of the lead in this song, okay? And now it's on the second fret of the G string, and we've got open, open. Now we're going to add our index finger. And the A minor, going from A minor to F is like the easiest switch in the world. Probably the second easiest switch is when we lift up both of these fingers to go back to C. Okay, so C, and play G with just the middle and ring. Now hop the middle over to A minor. We're just repeating again. And then add the index for F. And then C. Now from G, if we go to F, same thing as we went to A minor, but we're going to add our index right away. And C. So let's start with line 1, okay? And then we'll and let's rest. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and notice, okay, we use the T2 pattern and the T1 pattern, okay? First chord for the C, we use T1, and we're still going to keep alternating. T2, and then T1 for the G, and then we do, it looks like T2 for the A minor, and for the F, and for the C. So the only one that we're going to use T1 for, you guys, is for the G chords, both of the G chords. Everything else is all T2. Does that make sense? Okay. So T2 on everything except for the G chords. Everybody with me for the assignment? All right. Shall we just try the whole thing? Okay. Let's try the whole thing. Let's see how we do.
Slowly, please.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and T2 and here's the G chord, and this is T1, open middle thumb, index thumb, and hop over to A minor. Done. Add the index for F. Four and 1 and 2. This is line 3. So there's G. And F and C. Up to the top, let's do that again. And that's a T2. That's A minor. Add the F, the index. Lift them up for C. And here's a T1 pattern for the G. Last line F. And C. One more time. Actually, that melody, we're going pretty slow. Which is good. This is the best way to practice. F. And C. And G. And F. And C. All right, let's rest for a second. How'd you guys do? Just let me see. Just show me your fingers. It's the system is 1 through 5. 1 through 5. Okay. So that's good. How did you guys do on those T1 patterns on the G? They sneak up on you sometimes, I think. If you wound up just doing the T2 over the G, it's still going to sound just fine. I'm going to play it a little faster just so you guys can hear what it sounds like once it gets up to tempo. It's going to sound like. So that's what we're working towards. Is this a good practice speed for you guys, or do you want to slowly increase the tempo at this point just a hair? You guys ready to boost it? Okay.
Before you move,
Uh-oh. I'll go on mute.
so Perry, before you move forward, there's a question in the chat to explain how the numbers above the lines fit. So what frets the frets numbers? You're still muted.
The numbers above the lines.
The fret numbers.
The numbers that are on the lines?
Sorry, I don't know the terminology. The
Well,
line numbers that are above the notes.
The line numbers that are okay. So well, there's numbers on the lines, and those numbers represent the frets. So if it's a 0, it's open. All right, and if it's 2, it's the second fret. Yeah. Right. So that would be like if like this note here, this 2 that's right here on the second line. That's the fret number. Are you talking about these numbers that are below the staff down here?
No, I believe you're answering her question.
So I've got 2 sets of numbers. I've got these numbers that could look like they're above, but they're actually below. And those are the fingers. That's the suggested left-hand fingering. So this 2 is your middle finger on your left hand. This 3 is your middle finger on your right hand. Let's see. You know, I don't know how I'm not seeing the. I don't know how I'm looking in the chat and I'm not seeing that information.
The question is from Mary, and it's what are the numbers on the lines for? So I'm assuming she means the fret numbers.
Okay. Now, am I seeing a different chat than everybody else? I'm seeing like.
Are you scrolled to the bottom?
I think so.
Is she talking about the tablature? Like, does she not know how to do tablature maybe?
Oh, I mean, there's numbers like up on the left that say like 5, and then the followed by the 6. There's measure numbers. It sounds like somebody asked about that. Okay, the answer has been answered. Question has been answered. Yeah. So there's three numbers here. Left hand finger numbers, which are below the staff. Upper left hand here is the measure number, and these are just the numbers where your fingers go. Anybody else have any questions about the tab? And okay, is everybody comfortable with the rhythm? With the rhythm that we're doing, the way that we're counting it and working through it? All right. Let's move ahead. All right, let's try it again. Just maybe a little faster. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and thumb, middle thumb, and T1, middle thumb, index.
I still can't hear you.
Okay, let me see if I can turn up a little bit. How about that? Is that better?
Possibly.
Okay. Now, while we're on the subject, is anybody else? There must be some more of you that probably that can't hear me also, or is it?
I wonder
You're
if
fine
it's
for
the
me.
I wonder if it's the voice or the ukulele she can't hear.
I don't know. It could.
Both. I can hardly hear the ukulele at all, but I can sort of hear his voice.
Perry,
Yes.
at my end, and I'm a professional sound engineer with a mixer and a bunch of gear. Your level doesn't come up as high as Marge does, even when you're close to the microphone. You're like 5 dB lower than Marge, even when maybe you're distorting at your end, but there's something different in the gain settings between
Oh,
you and
really?
Zoom.
Okay. Let's see what. Does that help? Does that make it worse or better?
Well, I got to compare you to somebody else.
No,
That was worse.
I want to compare it to what
Yeah,
I
and
was.
That was worse.
I think that's
Okay.
worse.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right, and this is
you're still lower than the rest of them.
I know. I'm trying some different things on my end.
That's
So
louder. That's louder right there.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Well, let's try that. Let's see if that works.
Yeah, you're now turning on the little yellow lights, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I see little yellow lights on my end too. Is
Good. Now they're probably closer to. I'm going to shut up.
Okay. Is little yellow lights what you want? What we want?
Yeah,
or?
that's like 6 dB below clipping. The yellow light comes on.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Let's move on.
There is another question in the chat. Is there a reason why you should switch back between the T1 and the T2 patterns and not stay on just one pattern like T2?
Yes. The main reason is that well, it depends on what note you want to accentuate. So if I want to, it's going to sound different, right? If I go, or that has a different musical value, right? This is one thing, and this sounds. So if you're in the middle of a progression, you go. It doesn't sound to me as good as. Does that make sense? A lot of it has to do with the voice leading. Okay, so if you think of this as a C, and then this is a G, the note that changed was this note. So that's the note that really spells out the change of the chords. If I go, that doesn't sound. I can't even hear that the chord changed right there. It's only until I actually play this note that it actually is highlighted. So that's why when I play the G, I play this one first, because that actually tells me, it tells the ear that the chord has changed. And that's why, and for the other chords, it just happens to be that the note that's spelling the change is on the E string for this particular song, for these particular chords. So for that reason, it just so happens that we're playing T2 because we want to hit this note first. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay.
And
Great.
the next question is if you have a high G.
If you have a high G, it's still going to sound okay, but it's not going to sound the same. And you can either just play this with the high G, and it's going to sound pretty. This won't sound like a bass note, but it'll sound okay, and you'll be able to play along with everybody else. And I would just, if you have more than one ukulele, maybe consider getting a low G on one of them. Okay. Any other questions? All right. All right, let's see. Let's move on. Start to practice this again. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And here's a G. And F. And C. Let's do that one more time. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. This is the F, so we just add our index finger. And C is line 3, and G, and F, and C. Okay, it looks like we've got some more questions in the chat, possibly. So let's see what else we have here. Okay.
Are you seeing the questions, or do you need?
I'm looking. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm seeing as long as a tenor has a low G, it'll be the same. Baritone has different tuning. His voice is still louder than the uke. Okay, so my voice is louder than the uke. Can you hear the uke? Though?
Well, I can, but perhaps people that have impaired hearing can't. Is that a cardioid pattern mic?
Yes.
Tilt it a little lower so it's pointing closer to the center of the
Okay.
unit.
All
Then
right.
you'll
Well,
get
my
more
question
use.
though is, okay, that's a good idea. It's kind of right now. It's kind of halfway in between the uke and my
That
ukulele.
should be good enough.
Okay, thank you. I'm interested in the person who commented that my voice is still louder. Can you hear the ukulele and the voice? Can you hear both? I guess Deb and Ernie.
I can't really hear all of the notes on the ukulele,
Okay.
but that's all right. I'm following on the tab.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to really pluck as loud as I can. And okay, let's move on. How are you guys with this section here? Everybody's good? Okay. Robin? Are you is that fingers? Are you okay, yeah. Okay.
4 fingers.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of a confusing thing. I guess somebody could raise their hand and have a question as well. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we want to play the chorus. Do you guys feel like you've got the verse down? We'll try the chorus. All right, let's try the chorus. On to the next page. The chorus. All right. A lot more of the same, okay? It's actually not much harder. It's just this time we're going A minor, G to F, and C. Okay. And G. Okay. Let's see if this... All right. So let's try it together. Here we go. Start on A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A minor, and 1 and 2, and F, and C, C, and G, and F, and C. One more time. A minor, and G, and F, and C, and C, and G, and F, and C. Okay. Let's see if we can put those two together. Oh, we don't have them together. All right, I'll send you guys let me see if I have that. Let's see. I'm just checking to see if I've got this on a single sheet where we can look at it all together. And I think... Okay, here it is. I found it. Let me stop sharing my screen. Just go ahead and shake it out for a second and take a couple of deep breaths while I bring up the all 4 bits. This looks like... Actually, I'm sorry, you guys. I can't. This manuscript is not going to work. We're going to just have to switch back and forth between these 2 pages.
That's okay. That'll work.
All right. Thank you. I think I'm missing a page from the handout or something. All right. So we'll just play this, and then we're going to jump ahead to here. All right. Here we go.
If I can suggest something, at the top of the page, try clicking double to put 2 pages side by side in your viewer.
That's a great idea. That's going to work. Oh my God. You've saved the day. Who was that? Who's had that great idea?
Looks like Greg Parker.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. That's excellent. This is exactly what I was looking for. All right, let's play it. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C and G and A minor. Thumb, middle thumb, add the index for the F. Thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, and C. And G. And F. And C. Normally we repeat there, but let's go ahead to the chorus. Page 2. G and F C. Another C. This is line 3 of page 2. And G. And F. And C. All right, let's take a deep breath there, and I just want to quickly check in with you guys and see how you did. Did you guys do okay? Everybody's feeling pretty good about it, I hope.
Harry, can I ask, where over the uke do you suggest doing this picking? Right over the sound hole, or what's the best place?
That's a great question. A lot of it is the sound is gonna change depending on where you pick. Like if I pick right here, like which is about, like say, right here, the 12th fret is gonna be right in the center between your nut and the bridge. If I pluck right in the center, it's gonna have the softest possible. It's gonna have a very soft sound. Now, if I move my hand all the way down to the bridge, it's going to sound like very trebly. See how that's quite different? So, where on your ukulele does it sound the best? I would experiment and decide, okay, do I like the tone there? The second thing is you want to make sure that you're comfortable. However you're picking and wherever you're picking, for me, I tend to pick right here, and that's because of how long my arms are, because I want my wrist to be straight. What I want to make sure I'm not doing is doing something like this. You see that, like this? If you're plucking like if you go like, just go like this for a second, you guys, and then wiggle your fingers. You'll immediately feel how uncomfortable that is because your tendons are all, but if you can keep your hands straight, then you're going to get a lot less discomfort. So for me, I just tend to be right around here. But it's more a function of just being able to keep my wrist mostly straight. On that subject, I like to keep this at a high angle here. I've got the sound hole right about just above my navel. Okay, and it's in the center. And so my hands are kind of here like this. They're both very neutral. All right. You don't want to be doing this. And, you definitely don't want to be doing anything like this with your elbows out like this, or if you feel like your shoulders are up. You just definitely want to have everything just nice and super relaxed, centered. You can even bring your headstock forward like this a little bit and have this on the side of your body. This does not have to be, perpendicular. It can come out as an angle like this. When you're trying to read, this really helps because when you look down at your fretboard, and the hardest thing about reading a piece is looking at your fretboard and then to the manuscript and then back to the fretboard. So that just tends to be a lot easier if you're pointing your headstock towards the music that you're looking at, and then looking down at the top dots here. So I guess the last thing I would do, I'd center my ukulele, make sure I'm sitting up straight, make sure my shoulders are neutral, my elbows are fairly down, and then figure out where to pick based on having a straight wrist. It's all about the ergonomics. That's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it.
You should make that a separate YouTube video.
Yeah, thank you. It's really important. It's a really it's so easy to just develop, especially when you fall in love with a musical instrument and stuff, and you're playing it all the time. You can really, put yourself in the penalty box there if you overdo it. All right, so how are we doing here? We're doing really well, although we're almost out of time. There's one more thing I want to show you. I want to show you these cool hammer-ons, okay? Now, a hammer-on is where you pluck. Look at this 0-2 here, okay? What that means, or you can actually see this one better, 0-1. What does that mean with the frown there? It means, and the H above it, it means I'm only going to pluck the first note. And then the second note is sounded by me changing the pitch by putting my finger down. So it hammers on to the fretboard. Hammer on. All right, so play that with me. Just that 0, 1 on the F chord. Pluck and hammer. Okay, pluck and then put your finger down on the first fret. Pluck and hammer. It doesn't have to be. Don't worry if it's not that loud. And you don't have to push real hard. What you do need to do though is make sure that it comes down as close to the fret as you can get it. It's okay if it's touching the fret even, as long as it's just to the left of fret number 1. All right. Now, everybody got that? Everybody played the hammer on? Now let's do our double pluck and then pluck. So we're going to pluck open in 2 and then hammer our index, okay? Am I sharing my screen right now? Okay. All right. I just had that terrible feeling that maybe I wasn't. So you guys pluck and hammer. You guys got that move down? Doesn't have to be perfect, but everybody understands the goal. All right. So now let's see if we can play that chord. So it's thumb middle and thumb index, thumb middle, thumb, right? Let's try that again. 1. This is the F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, now let's try that G. The G is the same thing, except we're with hammer. Our hammer finger is the middle. Okay, a couple of those. We start with our thumb, and it's a T1 pattern, so thumb and index. Let's do a couple of Fs. All right, practice these until they feel comfortable. And then let's go back and let's play a little hammer on for every G and F we have in the score. All right, we don't have a lot of time, so let's just do this real quick. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and hammer. And A minor. And hammer. And C. Hammer again, and C. Let's just go straight to the chorus. Hammer the G, and hammer again, and C. Let's do that again a little faster. And hammer. Hammer. So go to the chorus and hammer and
recording in progress.
I'm confused. Did you guys? I'm hearing everything that I say just a second after I say it.
Someone
And I
just
got a
just
message
open
recording
open.
in progress too. Did somebody else start recording or
Somebody
not recording? Is there like a double recording going on right now, or
No. It's all fixed now. I have a request. Could you just run through one time at full speed?
Sure, yeah, I can do that.
You have 1 minute, so go for it.
Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This is the verse again. And at the end, you can actually go. If you really want to get the let it be, you know. Of course, that's no longer a Travis picking pattern, so that's just a different kind of finger picking. For that
Thank you,
little
Perry. That
riff
was
there.
awesome. I'm going to stop the recording and maybe you'll.
Thank you, Perry.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
Perry.
I'm sorry for those any of
Hold
you
on,
guys that
Dakota.
couldn't hear it.